Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video, to bring you a closer look at the Cal Royal CGL220. This is a single cylinder. Some people call them gate locks or slam locks, etc., etc. And is comprised of several components, being a deadbolt, and I'm going to show them all to you now. The lock that I've got here we're showing you is an oil rubbed bronze finish. And it's a single cylinder, meaning that the key is on the exterior, and on the interior there is a thumb turn, versus a double cylinder, which means that there is a key on both sides of the lock, which would be, I think, a CGL330. So the 220, it's going to look like this on the outside. Okay, it's going to have a cylinder. And it's a really nice quality cylinder in the fact that it's all brass construction in here. Makes for a really nice cylinder. The outside escutcheon is here, which is, you know, standard in its duty, being that it's hollow. But nonetheless, that's, you know, very typical for deadbolts, compared to something that would be considered heavy duty and solid on the outside. Okay, so it's going to look like that. The inside, again, is just a thumb turn. It's going to look like that. And then, of course, the business end of the lock is the latch bolt. In an oil-rubbed bronze, you're typically going to not have a matching faceplate on a Cal Royal lock. Completely non-handed. That body can be turned over. You know, so it can go this way or this way. That is generally the orientation. It's not indicated on there, but that's generally the orientation. Tailpiece goes through the receiver here and retracts the latch bolt. So the function of this kind of deadbolt is where when you push the door closed, it's locked every time, and it's locked like a regular lock would be. It's automatically locked. So where people use the feature of something that automatically locks, like a slam latch like this, it's called a dead latch actually, and a combination of just a deadbolt, is on a gate, street, sidewalk, property, gate, house, or multi-unit, you know, dwelling. That wrought iron gate is going to have a lock like this. That's where I sell it all the time. Here in Chicago, fellas that manage, own, maintain, landlord, 3-flat buildings. This is on all their front gates. They're nice. They're easy. People know how to use them. You know, it's typical sort of material. When the gate closes behind you, it should be locked. And on a gate like that, you don't want a lot of extra trim. Deadbolt works just fine. It is going to feature a T strike plate, so that's pretty typical. It's going to come with 2 keys. 6-pin is how these are going to be both drilled. The cylinder will be drilled 6-pin, and with this Cal Royal lock, it's pinned 6-pin. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, and what I mean to say is, got a 6-pin key here. It's possible that you would not be able to key this into an existing, and it's a Schlage C keyway, by the way. It's possible that you may not be able to key this into an existing Schlage system because you would have existing 5-pin cylinders on those existing locks that would not physically accept a 5-pin, a 6-pin key blank. You wouldn't be able to get it in far enough for it to work for you. So keep that in mind. There is a link below this video to the template instructions, and the instructions are really, really quite simple. And actually, it's a quite generic sort of installation. You know, a lock like this installs no differently, really, than any other deadbolt, a common deadbolt shown right here in this image. Okay, you basically have your exterior going, you know, tailpiece going through the latch bolt, the 2 screws from the thumb turn going through the latch bolt. So you've got, it's really straightforward. 2 tapped holes for the bolts. Bolts are here. They're just long machine screws. Latch bolt. Going to install like this. Okay. than your inside thumb turn, and now you can get the impression or the idea that those screws are going to go through there. They'll go one will go through this hole, and one will ride through this half moon cutout and go right into the tap section here. The T-strike that we're talking about there is going to look like this. So your latch will have a lip on it. Okay, very typical item. This Cal Royal deadbolt is it's a really nice deadbolt in the sense that it is the most important part of a lock for me in terms of operation and its ability to perform reliably is both the quality of the cylinder and the quality of the latch bolt. Okay, and I am of the opinion that this latch bolt is quite excellent. Okay, you know, considering the fact that you're dealing with a company, Cal Royal, they're an importer. Okay, they import material. They have relationships with Asia or overseas manufacturing plants. I'm assuming Asian. Versus a domestically manufactured lock that could cost well over double, triple the cost. I think it's a very good value for the dollar. This latch bolt works reliably. I have personally sold this lock for probably 20 years and have no reservations about continuing to do so. Like I said, the quality of the cylinder is the other important part for me, and it's just very smooth operation when you use it. Being solid brass plug and cylinder housing is going to make for that combination of reliable, predictable, and smooth operation. And to me, that's really important because if you're a landlord, your tenants need to come home and get right in, no playing around. Because what happens in a situation where the locks don't work, all of a sudden things begin to break somehow. And you know, I think this Cal Royal lock is very suitable for use in that sort of application, or at least my actual experience of selling it tells me that is the case. Looking through all of the other items here in the extended description, you know, we discussed you've got a C keyway, that's a Schlage C keyway. What they call the massive free spinning cylinder guard will withstand massive attempts to force cylinder. What they're saying there is actually a bit of an advantage to the fact that this is light. Being that, should someone try to attack this, all it's really going to do is just spin on them. If you try to get a large pipe wrench onto this outer trim, all that's going to do is spin. It's just going to turn. You know, the disadvantage, if somebody were to take a hammer and begin to want to peel this off, it would sure peel away sooner than something else that might be solid. But the fact of the matter is, you know, I do not see very often where somebody has tried to brute force attack something to get in. That's just the bottom line. Generally, break-ins are done with a bit more elegance, I suppose. At least what I've seen after the fact. Hardened steel tailpiece, that's important. This tailpiece is of a hardened steel. This needs to be substantial material. You don't want it to fail or shear through, you know, typical use. The projection on the latch bolt here is 1/2 inch, and that's really important to know because some people will tie this into an electric strike. 3-flat building, intercoms on the 3 units. They want to be able to buzz people to come in. So 1/2 inch projection is an important thing for you to know. When you're coordinating this with an electric strike, we can certainly help provide an electric strike to work compatibly with this. 2 3/8 back set only on this lock, and that's really important to know. But that is the majority of installations where you're going to have 2 3/8 from the edge of the door to the center line of where the tailpiece goes in, which is right here. 2 3/8. Okay. 2 3/4 is something that is a manufactured option on locks like this, not by Cal Royal. And I think that pretty much covers it. It's a great quality lock. I have no problem with it. You can rekey it. We can rekey it for you or key it into an existing system, provided it's Schlage C keyway, key these multiple locks, available in several different finishes as well. If you have any questions on the Cal Royal CGL220 single cylinder gate deadbolt, slam lock, or slam dead latch deadbolt, or any other Cal Royal product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.